Man, I saw the movie yesterday. I loved it. I loved it.
We laughed, we cried, we sang.
Yes, I mean, I cried. It's like, I don't know. I was telling you earlier, I sat behind Carol Buck and Julie Buck, right behind them. And they had arms around each other, and, you know, Jack Buck was so important in your life and your recovery, and that was really cool that you could have them there. And he's in the movie, played by William H. Macy.
We did have a trailer. Can we show it, or are we able to do that? I just want it. Soul on Fire. I watched the trailer. In that 2-minute trailer, I literally cried. I mean, it was just so impactful. So I cannot wait to see the movie. This is actually you having a little day player situation.
That's
there.
right. I'm now a Hollywood actor. I don't know why I spend time in St. Louis anymore now that I'm an actor. Here we are.
So this is your first film.
That's right, the first of many. The reality is I love our community, and I love our story, not for what I did, but for what others in the community did for me. And maybe no one more powerful than Jack Buck. Yeah. So many of your viewers would be familiar with that name, of course, and Joe, and you mentioned Carol and Julie. These are landmark icons of St. Louis. And yet what makes them shine brightest is not what they do publicly as much as how they showed up privately. And Jack Buck, when I was a little boy, came into my hospital the first day I was burned. So the first day I'm supposed to die. And he quietly shows up and with that beautiful, brilliant Hall of Fame voice says, "Kid, keep fighting. You're gonna make it." And I believed in him. And over 5.5 months of hospitalization and then years of surgery and recovery afterwards, I kept following that advice. And in time, with work, with prayer, with love, a little boy who should not have lived has started to live more fully.
Yeah.
Just incredible. And you have, because of your story and not by a plan, you've become this incredible speaker that has just talked to millions and inspired millions. How is, I mean, can you believe where you are right now?
I'm an introvert. I love being at home with my kids. Like, this is not my dream job. But I think in life you're called to say yes to opportunities of service. And as you saw in the film, my first opportunity of service came to speak to a group of Girl Scouts.
Yes.
Right.
It was never my plan to turn that into a career, to turn it into a mission field. But that's where it began, and it moved forward from there. And now, 20 years later, a couple books out, a film coming out in October, bestsellers. Soul on Fire rolls out in theaters around the world, October 10th. And one of my favorite characters in the film is St. Louis. It's the Arch, it's Keener Plaza, it's Mercy Hospital. It's these scenes and spots that we drive by as we yawn through life sometimes. And then in this film that will play in St. Louis, but again around the world, we will recognize how beautiful we are. Not just the structures, but the people.
Absolutely. Can I ask, how many speeches are you doing now? How are you inspiring folks around the world, really?
Well, I ask myself that same question. How am I doing any of this? And I'm really not. It's God's hand really in my life. But I have done 2,700 speeches.
Oh my gosh.
All over the country and all over the world. We do about 100 speeches a year. And we do a whole lot more work through coaching and through one-to-one conversations and just trying to encourage people. I think people need hope right now.
I was going to say, do you think people need hope right now?
They're desperate. Right. We're longing to believe that in spite of the headlines and the traffic jams and the rain outside and the clouds overhead, that there's conviction in our lives that the foundation is firm and the best is yet to come. There's a lot of ways to give people hope, but one way is through stories of individuals who needed it, received it, and then were changed profoundly because of it.
And you said we love to get hung up as a St. Louis community on the problems and the mistakes, but this kind of love letter to St. Louis, we need to celebrate the good parts.
I love how you said that. I really do. When we were looking for folks to invest in the film, thinking in reality, they'd never get their money back. Films just don't work. Like, it's really hard to pull a film together. It's impossible. And yet these folks invested because they recognize it's not an ego trip. This is a love letter to our community. And you saw what that love letter looked like. You saw how it read. You saw how people stood up afterwards and applauded, not a character, but our community.
It was awesome. And who played you? The young man that played you up to the end. I mean, all of them were great, but this guy was you.
It's kind of obnoxious that he can do that.
Yeah,
I'm highly replaceable, apparently. So his name is Courtney. He's a better looking, younger version of John O'Leary. And he is not only a phenomenal actor, he's a better person.
Oh, wow.
Michelle mentioned William H. Macy plays Jack Buck. John Corbett from Sex and the City and My Big Fat Greek Wedding plays my dad. It's just
And he does an
all-star
incredible job. He does too. And the late, your mom.
Stephanie Shostak is my friend. We met years ago. She lives up in New York. She comes from Paris originally. She's
Yes.
humble and beautiful and a perfect example of how my mom showed up.
Unbelievable. Yeah, she does a great job. And she's a huge actress, who I've seen in a lot of different things. Oh my gosh. I wanted to say, and I know we don't have a ton of time and you're going to be chatting with Rennie a little bit later and a few things like that. And I thank you for coming because I know how busy you are. You just did your movie premiere last night. But I wanted to see, the way Jack Buck came to you, didn't want any thanks or, people to know about it, didn't need that. And then what it did in your life.
Right.
How has that inspired you for others that are suffering, young people? I mean, I know how busy you are. I know how busy he was.
Yeah, I think the response to opportunity of service is yes.
Yeah.
And then I think it's not to use social media to promote yourself necessarily. There's a time and a place for that.
Yeah.
But to humbly serve the one in front of you. And Jack Buck showed up without telling a soul the night I was burned, was told that I was going to die, no reason for hope, and then he comes back. And then he comes back, and that's just the beginning of the story.
It is. Unbelievable. Great,
I'm
great
speechless,
project. I can only imagine how overwhelming it was to get it done, and then how surreal it was yesterday. What is it? Number one, what it's like to wear makeup. Number two, what's it like just being John O'Leary right now? Because we get so much from you, but what's it like to be you?
Oh man, listen, I still have to figure out how to do my buttons every morning. I'm underwhelmed at my own reflection and at my own work, but I'm overwhelmed how God is using the story for something bigger than I could have fathomed. That's what's happening here. And Michelle and I talked earlier about hope. Like there's a need for hope. So let's get this word out that in spite of the struggles you face and we face, the foundation is firm and better days are ahead.
Better days. I love it.
That's
Quick
the mission.
question. We are out of time. So how can we support you and how can we support the film?
Yeah, so the movie officially comes out around St. Louis and around the world October 10th. You can go to the website soulonfiremovie.com. Tickets begin going on sale later this month. You can rent out theaters. You can tell your business, your church, your schools. You can tell your friends who live around the country or around the world. They should go too. And when they go, they will get a picture, not only of Busch Stadium 3, where the boys won last night. We rebuilt Busch Stadium 2 in honor of Jack Buck's 1987 visits to me.
Yes.
It's an awesome celebration of our community.
It really is, and rent out the theater, right,
Yeah,
for
we
your
should do it.
company, and have
love
have
it.
everyone learn and see. And I can't believe how much you talked to worldwide technology, like over and over again. It was just amazing. So thanks again, John O'Leary, and I'm just so glad to know you. You inspired me when I had cancer in a big way. So thank you again,
Thank you for that.
John O'Leary.
Thank you. So special.